My name is Jessica Holyfield, and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And we're looking at Lay's Flying Apsaras dance practice because I'm finishing up Street Dance China Season 4, and it was recommended to me to take a look at this dance practice before I saw the live version when I take a look at the finale later this week at the time of me recording this. So I'm very excited about this because people have said also there's a lot of Chino Suri in it, meaning, hopefully I said that right, but a lot of Chinese folk influence in potential hybrid with some street style culture hybrid, right? Just like what we've seen throughout the season. So we're gonna go ahead, enjoy it, let's take a watch. Oh man. Wow, that was dope. Oh my god. That was so fun! Oh man, okay, I gotta go do a little deep dive for my personal, brain to be on the same page of what we're actually looking at here. So please hold. I dug, everyone, very, very deeply about this. So, his song, Flying Apsaras, is so deep, very deep. There's so much culture and threaded in every freaking lyric. It's insane. Really speedy fast, just what we're about to look at. Flying Apsaras is a flying celestial being that accompany Buddhas. So it has that kind of imagery within it. And the techniques that they're doing in here, my gut tells me it's actually Apsaras dance technique. A lot of it, like this position, like a lot of the finger, like a lot of times we would call it finger tutting, right? But here in this case, like I do not know what this means, but this is all throughout how they're holding their hands. This is very difficult to hold for a long period of time, not including a lot of the wrist flips. Now, a lot of people may think this is very simple. Very debatable, because I think the reason why, because if you actually look at Cambodian, the Cambodian cultural style, Apsara dance, it takes people like 8 to 15 years to learn how to do it correctly. So for him, if this is what we're looking at, which is a very high possibility, if that's what they're going for, then simple is better, because you want to be respectful to what you're gleaning from, right? And so it's better to do less is more than trying to do all these complicated things and it not be correct, because a simple flip of the wrist can change how something comes across. That's how Bollywood is. I know a lot of the finger gestures are just like that too. Also, I think what's really cool too is that if you reference this to Street Dance China, his team's like Team Lit, and I know Lit is one of his really popular songs. I think that was before this one, and I think they could be potentially connected. I don't know. He makes a ton of references of different Chinese figures like Luban, Wanhu, Kwafu, and Chang'e, and then the Classics of Mountains and Seas is a text of mythic geography and beasts. So there's so much imagery all throughout in the lyricism. It's just reading it, I felt like I was reading a textbook in like the most complimentary way. So who knows how much I'm going to be able to contribute to this. I can let you know like a certain wave or positioning, but I do know one of the key factors of the style that he potentially gleaned from is going to be balance. Did they do that? I think so. We're going to go ahead and give it a second watch from the top. I'm so glad I watched this, because the amount of time I just spent researching or digging is going to be about as long as I'm making this video. So that's going to be really fun. Subtlety in the beginning. I love the Oreo cookie method he went with, where the beginning and the end are very similar in the very slow wave that we see. Oh, so fun. This track is sick. The subtlety of the head, you have Lei, I don't really think like shot his head up. I think everybody else made it nice and slow. Our most front dancer, she shot her head up a little bit faster. So if you notice that here, that boom. So there's some that went boom, some went boom. So that's more of an each your own kind of thing. The beauty of this is everybody has to be on the same page on their angles. It's the only way some of these visuals will work. Look at this. Oh, so gorgeous. Just the lines. Mwah! Their line is better than the line I just made. Love it. Lei is the only one that is, kind of up or accented. Then you have people complimenting in the back. This right here. The beauty is you have to have the same amount of energy in the transfer as you do in the beginning. So I really appreciate the subtlety of this, and they're maintaining the line. So what a lot of people sometimes do is they forget to drop it back down. If you're creating a line that goes from point A to point B on a water line, like you're not, like once your energy happens, a lot of people forget to put that energy transfer back where it was supposed to be. So they did a great job on fixing that. A lot of subtlety, bringing it down. Notice the hands. Very intentional with the hands. Branching it out. Boom. And Lei right here. Do you see what I'm talking about? It's this position right here. I have searched. I've Google image searched. I have no idea what the name of that finger position is, and it's driving me crazy. I may even after this video, I need to figure it out, because it's bothering me a lot. But I love that, and they bring it in. Boom. I love the intensity of this. Some people are slowly opening, branching it up. Boom. The expansion, the finger, super dope. Then they're expanding it up, switching it through. Boom. Boom. Flipping it. Guys, cool. People may make it, if you've done tutting, really good chance that this can be a very interesting style to explore that's way more cultural. And not way more cultural. Tutting has its own culture. Don't get me wrong there. I'm talking about a cult, like it's embedded in a culture, right? I'd say tutting is not embedded in American culture like this is to Cambodian culture. I think that's kind of what I'm saying. This one carries a lot of richness, a lot of this specific, like the gestures. It's so freaking dope. You're dropping down that boom. I love it with the drum. The percussion on this is sick. Subtly coming up with it. Dropping in a I love the auto tune and just it feels so cinematic, epic, you know? I love it. It's so cool. Everybody framing around the accent ding. Brings to the inside, bleeding it up. I love that. It kind of feels like we're making a huge flower with just our movements. Like to him, we're not just, of course we're making flowers with our movements, but I'm saying with our bodies, we're creating the formation, and the formation is a flower, or it's just creating so much breath in it and depth because of how they are facing within the formation. God, this is so cool. Bring it in. Once again, you have your dancer here, and then you have Lei. He has more of a blade there. You have others that are kind of having this kind of position. Really sick. Bringing it in. That love that tension there too. Yeah, boom, 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 and then we have a nice little whoops. Now this right here, I don't know if this is also in reference to a different culture. For me, you can equate it to maybe like a ball change, but you're going on the heel. But I like, you know, I appreciate the subtlety of it. We are going a lot more unison in this one than what I'm normally used to seeing when I do see a dance practice. There's a lot more levels, a lot more dynamics. But for me, I think the important thing is the actual content. I think that's what really matters a lot to him in how he's showcasing it in imagery to the lyricism. The lyricism is one of the most in-depth C-pop, you know, like Asian pop track is what I would call it. You know, K-pop, J-pop, C-pop. There's so much imagery. It is crazy the amount that he has filled in this entirety and then in this entire song. It is incredible. Bringing it through, I like the subtlety, that dig, and then that right there with the ISO, the hips. We're bringing it down right there as well. I like that part. Boom, very nice. Lei, I mean, when I say he's running a huge risk right here, trying to doing a cultural dance, you can get a lot of hot water very quickly. If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right. Do you know what I mean? And especially if it's not your specific culture. This is not, I would say, like there is Chinese culture overlap for sure, especially in his imagery that he uses in his lyricism. But the actual dance technique comes from Cambodia, right? So, and I don't think he's Cambodian. You know, and I feel like there could be some overlap. Forgive me, I do not come from a very, you know, expanded cultural background for me personally, but it's not 100%. It's just different. It's a different culture that he is holding himself accountable to, if that makes sense. And he's doing, I think, you know, just based on my limited exposure, I think I appreciate the intention and the fusion that he's done here. I think it's really cool. And it showcases and it sheds a light on a completely different facet of a cultural dance that I had no idea existed until today. So shout out to him and the dancers for that. That's so cool. They take it and notice that this has to be nice and still. He goes and he threads it through. And I did watch a little TED talk on, I don't know if it was specifically an Apsaras cultural dance, but it was like something in the family of it. They called it something different. But they said that, you know, everything, just flipping a hand, like I said, in a different direction gives off a different meaning in how, you know, you learn just the positioning showcases. It's like a form of sign language almost, you know, that's kind of like another way you can word it. But it's just, there's so much intention behind the flexibility of some of these choices. It's crazy. I thought Orchid Palm was hard to do, you know? Yeah, so that's the one that I'm very familiar with is Orchid Palm right there. But anyway, go from here. I really like that. They take it through, once again, very much in unison, but we are doing subtle transitions. I like the depth and the fullness of the formation. Bring it through that womb and womb, bringing it around the back. I like it matched with the head ISO, really cool. Pulsing and switching the weight between the right and the left side looks great. And you have the other dancers go boom, boom. They drop a level, really nice. Then you have everybody else kind of dig through, boom and boom. Really like that choice. They branch it down, boom, doom, swinging it around. Heading through da-da-da-da, and then right here, right back into it again. So he goes and he looks side and then he looks front. Other dancers just look front the whole time, and then you have dancers on the outside and the diagonal, just re-emulating what we saw in the very beginning. Really cool. Hitting it through doom-doom, and then we swivel it up. Love that choice, do-do-do-doom. Love that pose and posture, looks great. swinging it through that da 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 da. Notice that his vocals are elevating and they're getting higher. So it makes sense that we're seeing, you know, the movement also showcases higher. We see that a couple more times, but that's something that I appreciate whenever you can see that in the choreography, just in simple tone, even if you don't understand 100% what he's saying. From here, you see they're just using a moment to kind of create a nice little transition with the lower body going back, still using and repeating on either side. You know, I feel those that get it, and those that don't. It kind of feels like that. So if I was just a choreographer who didn't want to understand that there were other cultures outside of my own, I could look at this and go, wow, this is so simple for the bass and this, that, and the other. But for me, I think it's the most respectful approach for what he's going for, in my humble opinion. From what I know and what I've, you know, just very quickly gleaned from what I've looked at. So there's still probably a lifetime worth of information I could dig up on this, but I digress. I know that we're here to talk about the choreography, but I also know you guys don't watch me because I have an extensive Cambodian dance culture background. I have a street style background, so I can see the integration of that within the influences of other cultural movements. So we can appreciate that. But from here, they take it, branch it out, they bring it around, boom, dropping it down, hitting it through, boom, love that choice. And we take it right back into the center. We bleed the energy. Everybody creates a nice little snake to really frame it towards the inside, towards lay. Really nice. He branches it up and down. Everybody, once again, snakes to the outside. Makes a great moment out of that. And it just done, and notice it went like the sound dropped out, but it felt like a swoosh, like it was taken away, and like a swing vacuum, right? And that's what made this feel really nice and tense. And then there was a speed change that happened out of that. I really like that choice. Everybody takes it up, they drop it down, he takes it da 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 da. They take the arms up nice and tall, dropping it down. I like how he added a little extra arm, everybody else dropped it back, and notice that they go back and they just hold it. I love the intention of that. And then from here, they hold it until it goes 1, 2, 3. They bleed it up, and it goes in 3 groups. And you see that both times. So this is your group 1. Group 2 is going to be your outskirts. Hey, it's a party. Woohoo. And then group 3 is going to be those that surround him. I think including him too, right? No, not him. He goes in group 4. So there's 4 groups. It starts, normally you see people go out to in or in to out, but I do like the fact we did right before we go to the true outside, and then we have our outside, and then we have our inside, and then we have him. So it was a fun little order. There, brings it down. Everybody's dropped in. Boom. Notice the intention of the hands. Thank you. Love it. They drop it. Notice that they do this so much. That's why it bothers me so much that I do not know what that actual name of that move is called. Anyway, we're here. But I like the subtlety of this. Notice that we take it, boom, boom. I think we're allowing the chest and the hips to go in opposition, but I think we're keeping these as fixed points. But let me double check. No, we're not. We're letting them be influenced by the direction of the chest. The hips are creating a really nice opposition to really make it feel like it's traveling further than it is. Looks great. Love it. Then they take it, ding, ding. So they go boom, doo, 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 da, 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 and boom, boom. They take it around. Love that choice. And then they bring it through nice little dig, similar to what they did earlier, but it's all collective here. Then they just do 1, 2, doom, doom, doom. I really like the extension out of that. He takes it through 1, 2, and then he digs it in a little bit more with other dancers, everybody on the outside, creating a nice moment, creating levels and accents up, while the inside group with lay drops lower, so it creates a nice drastic opportunity of a speed change, of a moment. They take it through this part. Dee, dee, dee. I like the postures, really dope here. Bringing it through, da, da, dee, 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 dee. I really like that, super cool. The balance is so important on that. Notice he didn't drop that leg not one time. He didn't stumble. He didn't waver. I appreciate that on all the dancers on that, because that takes away from the authenticity or the authentic effort that you're putting in. You even took the time to understand how to balance it in those changes. Love that. The subtlety there, boom, and then the boom. I love the head direction on this. Really nice to see. They take it through every other now. We have others that are still bleeding over in the previous phrase. I love that. They take a boom, nice accent down. Lay is still going through, and then everybody drops. Boom, nice tension on this. Notice others kind of isolated through the nice little dig of the hips, and then they take this motion right here. They take a D. Once again, they extend it out, boom, set the position, and then they folded the wrists out. Really dope. They pick it up, and then they, honestly, it looks like a little puppeting moment for their, I'm going to treat it more as a cultural transition. Bring it through, boom, I love that choice. Swing it through, da-da-da-da, and then we take the energy, bring it out, da-na, cool. Hitting it through, dun, dun, dun. Notice the fullness used to the back on those transitions. We went into fist for that. Totally understand that. Bringing it in, do-do-do-do. Love that as well. Tapping it through, doom, bringing it around. Love this accent right here. Leading it to the front, and then he takes it and keeps the travel. So it goes around the back, and then lets his hand travel in front. Super dope. Bringing it through. And then we have a nice little polyrhythm where you have this little walking, and then we have this little baby microwave happening right here. That is very impressive on Lay's part that he's able to do that as clearly as he can. This is mad difficult if you're not used to doing any finger waving or any waving of any kind. For him, I'm assuming he has some natural, what's the word? He has just like a natural exposure to it over time when he's done choreography and stuff. So it's really nice to see in this way. So he just did a great job on that. Swinging it through once again. Boom. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Golly, that's so cool. So he branches it like this and he goes, wee, which I really like. Super cool. The marches, and then right here, boom, that part right there, it feels like a little whacking polyrhythm. Do you see that? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, it reminds me of I'm Ready by Chungha. That was cool. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. I like that reset right there. They melt it down, they take it through, and then we have nice syncopation. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. And then we're going to have a high note. Yeah! I think that's one of my favorite parts right there. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Bleed that. Gosh, I love that. Then we take it through. Then he does a little whacking overhead. I don't know if that's an actual technique within the culture. I'm not sure. But when I see that, that's a whacking overhead, but it's a stylized hand. So he takes it. And then from there, he branches it through. Boom. Boom. Yes. Love that. Whoo. And he takes it and he claps it on the ching. Reset it. Love it. He takes it. Doon, doon, doon. And then we take it around. Really nice. Once again, we have a lot of unison going on, but we don't need anything we don't need anything more because we're focusing on the content and the beauty of it. God, so cool. Branching it up. Whoa. Love that. So freaking dope. Takes it through. Da-da-da-da. Just the fullness of the range on how they're building that. So freaking sick. Da, boom. And the bass, and they just peel that energy out. Oh, it just makes me do this with my face in the most complimentary way possible. He takes it, and then you have people on the inside create a nice little circle. Everybody else is framing from the outside, but they're still veering it towards the inside. I love that, the intention of the crossover here. Then you have him. He's the only one that is not moving at a rapid pace compared to everybody else. Hence why this feels like a really dope moment. He has just one accent, but we can see it so clearly because of that. So subtle. Everybody goes, you have two of them accent with him. Everybody else is framing to the outside. This is so cool. I love the drop to the bridge. It's always helpful whenever you want to let the tops of the shoulders hit first. Try to avoid having your head go first. Your top of the shoulders drop, and then you press it to the back. So yay for wearing shirts. And then they slide it back, trying to maintain the position. And I love the accent going on with Lay and his mini group. They take it, nice accent that is similar to what they did in the beginning. They drop it back. Now this right here, this is so cool. They take their arms, they swing it up. It makes it feel like what they did in the center causes this rapid effect that's taking place around the outside. God, this is so cool. If there's any a good aerial shot, it's this right here. That's freaking sick. They take it, that, and they do that boom with an extra little percussion bass happening, and they drag those legs up. It takes the accent, boom, boom. Whatever they're doing in the center is what is directly influencing what's going on in the outside circle. I absolutely love that and adore that. I love this too, where you have Lay traveling to the back, the other two guys expanding to the outsides, everybody else hanging out in the outside circle, but they're peeling those hands out, very complementary to other movements they've already done. They fold those knees over, they expand it out. I like that. Yeah, I love that. God, so cool. It does remind me, I did hear, it could be because of this, I did hear that he was going to have like a visual for this, but it just something happened in production. I think like in a desert somewhere. This sounds very similar to like hanging out in the desert, in my personal opinion. So I just seeing this in sand would have been sick, honestly. I think that would have been so dope. Who knows though, but I'm excited to see when he does perform this on Street Dance China's finale. And I'm glad I get to get it out of my system and analyze it here so I can appreciate it for a live visual. God, it's gonna be so sick. Anyway, but I like this part where he goes, he takes it out. I love how he brings it around. Really cool. They take those legs, they extend it up, and they allow it as a moment on the switch, on the really cool. He takes it through, boom, boom, boom. Love that choice as well. Of course, he has a heavy crump background, so any type of fullness and bass, I know he interprets very well, regardless if it's in a crump posture or not. I know he understands implicitly how to hit a bass fully because of that understanding of other style experience. So it's nice seeing him there. I like the extension of the leg, that they take it around. I love how that part's freaking sick. So if you notice, they slowly come up, they do a nice little hinge around, everybody on the ground bleeds those arms up. Then from here, they take it and they pull it and they hinge a second time, but they extend that arm out and it creates a beautiful peel all the way through. Ladies have their hands nice and flat, really dope. And then they have the accent, and it causes those that are already up to have a nice little accented hand here. And they bleed it up. And then the turn on this is so freaking sick. And then they have nice hands to accent what's going on, the mannerisms, you know, to complement what's going on in the center. The center is taking on more of the environmental kind of pacing of it, but the outside circle has that kind of sound that they're hitting. Super dope. I love the bleed out on this. They take their hands to come up, then you have those come up, creating a really beautiful level up at the top of their hands. Everybody else is nice and low. Then you have others take their hands and then they bleed it over. Really cool seeing Lay have this moment on his knees. Then they all expand it out. He's still, you know, we still have a really cool visual expanding it out. Really dope. Oh my gosh, hold on. Okay, reminded me just a little bit of the 1,000-hand Bodhisattva. Like that, you know, when they're all in the line. That brrr, it reminds me a little of that. Is there any influence? Who knows? I don't know. I didn't really glean any of that. I'm just trying to figure out what this is, because it's not lotus, it's not orchid palm or any of that. I just don't know what this is. Anyway, I think this is cool. It's a really cool frame out, really dope. You do notice some people are really engaging with the chest to really create and promote that angle over to the side, like what you see here. That's so sick. And then you have others also doing that, but you have some people that are looking, some that are looking front. Those would be little details that I would personally prefer to have clarity on, so we can appreciate the positioning. And the head does influence that subtly. With this is really dope. Just the levels of that. Cool. This is cool. Bring it back in. Ding, 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 ding. Really nice. Then we bring it back out. He has it all translating in the center. Everybody else is promoting it to the outside corners. Really cool. Then you bring it back in. Do-do-do-do. Really nice. Then he takes it up. Boom. Love the subtlety of that. Everybody else takes it and does it backwards, kind of like framing in. Ding, ding. Love that choice too. The bleeding of this is really sick. And they're holding it there. Boom, boom, boom. So they do that once again, but instead of having just Lay by himself, he is accompanied with 2 other individuals, which is really cool. They bring it in. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Dun, dun. And then you have the levels, of course, represented up very nicely behind him. And they bring it through. Love the subtlety. Boom. Really cool. Hitting it through, boom, boom, bringing it around. Really sick. The subtlety, once again, with the little bleed at the hips is really cool. Branching it up, then we switch, ding, 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 to switch our place. Those behind Lay are complementing what he's doing too. Bringing it in, nice little snake. All the ladies are facing the back. The guys with Lay are facing front. Love that. They drop in. Oh, we have 2 other dancers behind them that are also complementing it, creating a nice V. There's basically 3 Vs going on. You have 1 V, and then you have another V, and then right here, boom, boom. Love it. Super cool. 3 groupings. Really fun, complementary, nice balance. Ding, dee, 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 dee. Once again, like what we saw, boom, taking it through. Then you have every other once again. Da, 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 da. Different formation, you know, same content, but we can appreciate it both times. Looks great. Hitting it through, then we take it, ding, love that, swinging, swing, and then we bring it up, hit it back, take it, represent out, love that cross, boom, 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 nice bases to hit there, then we accent once again, bring it up, head accent, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, you know, because I just said where your head looks can make a difference. That's a great example of that. Everyone's head needs to look the same direction in order for us to really appreciate that silhouette on the side or that side profile with that head tick up. It's little things like that that can really help enhance this. But once again, this is a dance practice. It's not a performance. So maybe in the live, that kind of stuff's more clear. Don't quite know. But anyway, having it through, I like the little rotation that he did with the wrist before it went into this position. That was really cool. Waving it through, dee 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 dee, and then they take this hand, and then he's about to swing that other one. bringing it through, and then they do it once again. So I like the intention of that. They branch it up. He's the only one that looks up. Everyone looks front. I appreciate that. They go and they reset. I like those that are in the back, so it doesn't just feel like everybody is down. You have those with both. They have one of their legs, and they are fully standing, and he is standing. So it just feels really nice. Beautiful Oreo cookie. Slow, but notice it's not so compact. It's more spaced out. Really dope. Bringing it in, and then we represent just like we did before. Taking their hands, bringing it up, bringing it in, boom. Some people like brought it, boom, all the way down, like what you saw here. Then you have some that are still bringing it down, and then you have Lei, who's not even doing the angle. He's kind of dropping it a little bit more, but because he's in the center, it's fine. Then right here, you branch it around to the finish. Like that was really, really cool. I can appreciate that. Do I think I'm as helpful in this one like I could be on many others that he has? Yeah, I'm not going to be as helpful because it's such a different playing field in terms of cultural techniques threaded in this. Part of me may recognize a technique from another style, but I don't know if that's in reference to the culture and they just give it a different name and a different posture and position and texture, or if it actually comes from a fundamental like in house or in crump or in popping or tutting, right? But I can appreciate the artistry of this, and I think it's so complimentary to the lyricism of the track, and it makes me very, very excited to see what's going to be going down in the finals later this week for me. It's gonna be really, really fun. Man, oh man, Street Dance China is rounding up on my neck of the woods on Patreon. If that's something that you want to be a part of and see my season 6 and season 4 perspective, I will very soon be starting season 3 of Street Dance China. So if you like watching the show and you want to see a full episode perspective or just a choreographic analysis on a lot of the different challenges, I'm hanging out over there with a bunch of friends on Patreon. A lot of that's not going to be on YouTube because we all know how YouTube is with a lot of what gets blocked. So this one will probably safely make it, but most of my other stuff may not. So I am looking forward to hearing y'all's thoughts on this too, because this is freaking sick, and I do have a feeling that I may need to look at more content from Lei specifically, because he has definitely been an advocate for Chino Suri or other cultural elements within Chinese culture, and I appreciate it as well. So I really hope to be able to take a look at his work more in the future, but we'll see. I'm Jess, you know me, I know you. I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.